Alright, let's go. I'm ready for game number 2. I hope you are also ready for it. And here we go. We are live in game number 2 between Jimmy and Isildur. Isildur just showed in game number 1 why he is the reigning champion of Code 2 and rarely dropping games or even sets. If there's this... Someone needs to make a statistic how many tournament games Isildur had and how his win rate are. And his what his average tournament position was, finishing position was. It's insane. Jimmy starting the Soviet more traditional build order with a second engineer right away and then getting the engineer, and Isildur was just playing plain standard austere. Normal, unusual is happening. Nothing unusual is happening. MG42 is more of a left-hand side focus. Not the biggest fan of it, because in my opinion the left hand side has so many blockers, but on the other hand, if you get inside of the house or in this area, you actually have a nice overview. So let's see what Isildur's game plan is. It looks like he's more prioritizing resources to the left. Will now jump straight into the building. Nope. Oh, if he gets behind the tractor on time, he might deny the sandbag there for Jimmy. Yes, here we go, and that's really, really bad. MG42 setting up over here, capping the fuel, the ammo point as well. So this flanking route is covered as well, even though I don't think we will see a flank from this route anytime soon. Isildur will just stall over here. At least Jimmy now kept the fuel point from Isildur, or the fuel on the right hand side, so it's not the end of the world as he doesn't get access of this point.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
What's up, Jelly, by the way? I hope you're doing fine, my friend. And Grenadiers moving over here now. And Isildur is now focusing on the right hand side. Gets the MG and set up into position, but oh, Jimmy should have jumped behind the side blocker and now has to retreat. Pioneer will surely come in and will do the clutch. Support though is coming in, second conscript is coming in and gets around the corner, will get close, and MG42 has probably to go home. Just casually walking past each other like, Guten Tag, Privet, how are you doing? And Isildur is decapping the cutoff there. That means no fuel income at the moment for Jimmy.
We need to re-establish our supply lines.
Combat engineer coming into the clutch, but combat engineer won't hold the ground forever against 2 grenadiers. 3 grenadiers. Isildur probably thinking about taking up. Has the resources for it in the bank.
Our base is under attack.
Oh, grenadier! This grenadier has to go home. And so far, not looking too bad for Jimmy, having double fuel now under his belly. Isildur not having fuel control whatsoever during the whole game. Can't be mad about it.
The enemy has driven a wedge in our lines.
MG42 sitting over here denying the full cap of the cutoff.
Enemy machine gun. Enemy forces capturing supply sector. Engineer standing by.
Yeah, meanwhile now Isildur is slowly getting control on the right hand side. Not the end of the world. Austria doesn't need that much fuel in the early game, like if you have a few moments without fuel and then get the fuel back, it's not that bad. Not the ideal thing, but not the end of the world. It just delays the 2-2 time a little bit. Isildur meanwhile decapping the cutoff there, stripping Jimmy of all the fuel income that he had earlier.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Does the ammo connect? Oh yeah, it does, right?
Bunker is
So
now
the
a
cutoff
field hospital.
didn't offer anything.
The territory is out of contact.
Well, sometimes mistakes like that happen. Let's see if this will have a major impact. Jimmy meanwhile paid guard motor coordination. MG42 sitting over here, double fuel now on the way for Isildur maybe, even though I highly doubt that, since Jimmy has more forces on the right hand side. Generally speaking, not that bad of a gameplay I would say from Jimmy at the moment. He's doing the things right. Isildur playing a little bit more spread out as Oster that you normally would, but nice move there, moving out of cover and trying to get the biggest spread possible, therefore rendering the Flamer useless. But on the other hand, Jimmy is reacting accordingly and moving back immediately instead of trying to win a fight that he can't win anyways. Maybe should be more aggressive over here with the Flamer now. Like, move both those squads over here and force it off. E 2-2 now on the way, and that will definitely put a lot of pressure on Jimmy. Tier 2 though is up. Jimmy could theoretically think about M5 rush. And at least he's building tier 3. I don't think it will be an M5 rush since it's not that common, but he has the resources in the bank for that. And an early M5 is really potent, especially against the 2-2-2, and can be really, really dangerous as we saw in this second qualifier. Yeah, but as Tommy points out, Jimmy is doing a great job outmaneuvering the MG42 and therefore forcing Isildur to spread out more and being able to therefore exploit those gaps. That's really, really nice gameplay. But now with the 2-2 on the field, that gets more and more harder. Of course, the 2-2 now is the main aggressive unit on the field. And he calls in the guard, so now M5. I really would have loved to see an M5. It's really cheap, it doesn't slow down your tech as Soviets as much, and it can come really in clutch in game situations like this. But Jimmy opted for maybe the more safe approach with the guards. Grenadiers now coming forward, 2-2 sitting there comfortably, really, really red map at the moment, and double fuel for Austria is something that Soviet want to avoid at any cost, basically. Worst case scenario there. Jimmy slowly creeping back on the map, 11 fuel missing till he can queue a T-70. And that will take some time. Maybe now with double fuel again. Ooh, slight miss micro there from Jimmy, not capping this point, but realized it more quickly, so it's not the end of the world. AT gun on the way from Isildur. We have the first MG42 from Isildur on the field, it also heals, so the pressure will increase now constantly. Second MG on the way as well. Interestingly, no veterancy so far on the Grenadier, even though it's minute 8. First veterancy only now, it's really, really late in my opinion. T-70 is not an option. Jimmy can queue it immediately. Denying the fuel for Isildur. Jimmy is doing a nice job there to cope the pressure. At the moment he is really, really adapting there nicely and is bending to the pushes but not breaking. And as long as you bend, it's not the worst thing that can happen. AT gun also is not that far off for Jimmy. So manpower wise, Jimmy is doing a nice job there. Probably queue the AT gun right away once he has the resources for it. Oh, he's reinforcing. Maybe. Can you move up over here and be in flamer range? Probably not. So yeah, keeping max distance to get less damage. You could move up for flamer distance. Nice. Grenadier has to go home. Really low HP. Won't win the engagement even with 2-2. 2-2 actually comes in clutch. Might get the wipe, but T-70 is coming in. MG42 out of position. Grenadier is retreating. That might be the thing that Jimmy needs to do. Is he going in? Nope, he's falling back. Maybe play around the house there to avoid the AT gun. He was probably scared of AT guns, but that was a really, really dicey situation there for Isildur. That could have gone way, way worse. 120mm mortar on the field. Keep in mind it got nerfed slightly, so it's not that dominant anymore. At least that's what the organizers hoped to achieve. T-70 is now ready to kill again. We have a mortar half-track on the field. I think the mortar half-track is the perfect counter against the 120mm mortar. Just due to the nature, it doesn't die immediately to the 120mm mortar. It doesn't cost manpower to reinforce. And it's way more mobile, so I think you're able to apply a lot of pressure against the 120mm with the mortar half-track. Nice tailor, by the way, there from Easy, but Sweeper is an option. Always on the field, and it's really offensive tailor, so it can work in both ways, basically. It can get swept rather quickly from Jimmy just by passing by, but on the other hand, Jimmy can hit it in the same manner. And it looks like full retreat at the moment for Jimmy. Won't be that happy about it. T-70 dancing around on the flanks to deny the complete loss of map control. I like this pathway that they added. It's like such an amazing change. And yeah, and the map is again really bright red. But oh, look at the damage of the 120mm. Mine gets swept. The threat gets eliminated basically. A T-gun is setting up though, but the T-70 won't go for such an obvious trap there. Nice game sense there from Jimmy. 120mm forces the MG42 to reposition. He's getting some nice shots in against the mortar half-track, but yeah, the T-70 doesn't do the best damage against the mortar half-track. Has to fall back. Gets snared. Second AT-gun shot might be an option. Nope, connects with the wall and not the T-70. Guard's doing some nice damage against the 222 there. 222 has to fall back. Jimmy slowly creeping back on the map, not doing that badly, but has to be careful. Slight VP advantage from a rough 160 VPs, but triple cap is running against Jimmy, and therefore the the VP gap will get bigger and bigger rather quickly. Second MG now on the way from Easy. This guy on the way from Jimmy.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Healing the squad immediately. That's nice to see. Jimmy now in the control of the left hand side, now slowly creeping towards the middle and trying to get this under his belly. Oh, might get snared. Nope, Jimmy's not committing.
We are losing a sector.
T-70 is slow, falling back, gets a warm welcome by the AT gun, needs to get repaired, therefore the engineers have to change their priority instead of decapping the VP. Conscripts now moving into the middle. Middle is a little bit open. Where's the second MG on the far left, and in the middle is the other MG. Grenadier has to fall back, maybe focus the AT gun. No, AT gun should get away easily. Trying to route on the 222, but no. Snare actually is an option, since the game never lets me to change the thingy. Here we go. Snares are not being tagged. Tier Freak, by the way, coming up from Isildur, so fuel advantage for Isildur for sure. And map control is again shifting. Isildur now grabbing the control of the left hand side, and Jimmy is controlling now the right hand side. Really mobile game so far. Probably something that Jimmy won't be mad about. A triple cap, by the way, into his favor, and he definitely needs that. Also a flare coming down here, nice micro there. Guard sitting there, getting into firing position. Mortar half track firing but not getting repaired anytime soon. Also not like a high value or not the highest priority unit that you want to repair. But at one point you have to repair it because there might be a random mortar shell kills it, and that's really, really unlucky since the mortar half track is a really, really expensive unit with its 200 manpower and 40 fuel unit. We have a rigging overplate now coming in from Isildur 1. He wants to know what Jimmy has and where it is, with one being unlocked for the 120 mil. Easy just sidestepping, healing the grenadier immediately. Look how Isildur plays around the 120 mil. He's pumping out some nice damage. AT gun is not in position. He tries to attack on ground, but Jimmy accidentally basically dodges it. We have. Did it stick to the 222? It looked like it, right? Freaking overflight now, going home again. Sysgun barrage destroying the cover there. 120mm also will force off those, and maybe Jimmy will now get a chance to get back into the middle.
The enemy is attempting to
P4 on the way from Isildur. Jimmy not that far off from a theoretical T-34, but he's probably saving up for an 85. But again, triple cap is running, and slowly we are approaching the 200 VP difference, and that's not really ideal that you want to have. Like 100 VP difference, it's fine. Maybe in the early game 200 VP is always bad. Especially if you're not in the commanding or leading position, which means the difference will get bigger and bigger rather quickly. And it looks like Easy is spamming Recon Plane. That's nice to see on such a small map as we have on Famenville. One Recon Plane will basically reveal all interesting spots there and give information to Easy. That's really nice to see. We have flame mortar shells being used, denying the middle cap. Not the biggest fan of it, since the damage is really low, but on the other hand, for 20 ammo you can't argue or expect much.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
And Jimmy is in a really, really tough spot there. Nice thing he reinforces mortar, never mind, F40 didn't do it. Just to save manpower. Jimmy though has enough fuel now for a T-34-85, just lacking a little bit of manpower. T-34 coming forward immediately. AT gun a little bit out of position, not in the position where it wants to be. Should move up and not go home. And the conscript got annihilated by the P4. We just missed that, sorry about that. There are the remains. Will Jimmy now fall apart, or will he hold? And here we... The mortar half track is just hard countering the 120mm mortar really efficiently. And destroys it even completely! Oh no! Oh no. Poor man Jimmy. Losing two such costly units. 85 though on the way, something, but I don't think the 85 will do it. Double cap running at the moment against him, and I don't think Isildur will wait too long to make it a triple cap.
Our renovated HQ is ready, and heavy tanks are now available.
Isildur forces Jimmy off his own fuel there. 85 now on the field, it's something. Flame mortar forces the units over here to reposition. To getting some nice shots against this before it's coming forward. That's the gaps that I meant. But 85 coming forward, but bounces the first shot. AT gun is setting up, but P4 is... It's not... It can't shoot. No, get the shot out. Will he get the more one-shot shot out? No, before we'll get a wipe that Jimmy desperately needs, and he goes in. What are you doing? Oh, getting the snare. Oh, Isildur doesn't snare, doesn't have the ammo for it. Oh no. Oh no. 2-2 coming forward, trying to finish off the T70. That might be something that he wants to achieve. T34-85 could come forward. Jimmy is committing. And he gets it. 2-2 now has to run. Smokes a little bit too early, my phone like. Should have smoked now. No! Hold fire! Hold fire! No! This is one of the rare situations where hold fire would have made a huge difference. Now Jimmy's lost in a short time, like in 5 minutes, a conscript, also a flamer pioneer, the 120mm mortar and T70. Those are some really, really big losses. And Jimmy froze in the hole, I think. Yes. Let's speed it up till the game realizes it. No worries, Jimmy, but nonetheless, playing against Isildur is not an easy task at all, and I think you performed pretty well. And yeah, Jimmy dropped. But nonetheless, well played. GG, well played to both players. Like I said, playing against Isildur is not an easy task. So let's have a brief look at the stats, and then I will call it a day, actually. That was the last set that I will cast. Since that was the last set of the day, I will send you over to AE and his game what's going on. Poor Jimmy, look at his KD. 45 to 112. Poor man Jimmy. Easy just slaughtered him.